Good afternoon. Today is June 1st, 2021, and this is a reconvening of the Philadelphia Board of Elections Return Board. We will now move to public commenters. Commenters shall state where they live, or if they are not a resident of Philadelphia, that they are a Philadelphia taxpayer. Public comment is not an opportunity for dialogue or Q&A. It is public comment. A chance for us to tell you, for you to tell us what you think. Each speaker shall have 2 minutes. However, I may extend this time at my discretion. All public comments must be relevant or germane to board business. Finally, it is my responsibility to preserve the order and decorum of the meetings. As such, profane, slanderous, discriminatory, or personal attacks will not be tolerated. Anyone wishing to offer public comment at this time, please step forward. Who's this?
Hi, thank you for this chance to comment. My name is Jim Roberger, and I'm a Philadelphia resident in 19149. On November 3rd, I was a poll worker for the first time, and kind of a baptism of fire with what happened at our division. But first, I wanted to thank the commissioners for their outstanding performance over the last 7 months. I think all of us who are at a certain age realize that what we were looking at was unprecedented in the modern history of the country. And I think that you all did a spectacular job with not only making sure that votes were counted in Philadelphia County, but that the whole idea of a democratic republic was reinforced across the country and around the world. The other thing I would like to say very quite simply is that I think I'm going way back in my life now to when I was in high school at St. Joe's Prep, and we had this funny situation happen when I was in the 9th grade. We had a course called civics. And our teacher, there's a punchline to this, our teacher, his name was Moon Mullins. His day job was the band leader for the Philadelphia Eagles. But Moon took great pride in this civics course he had developed. And at the end of the semester, he told us that it was approved by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. So he was very proud of that. I think it might be time to revisit the idea of civics in the school. And perhaps the board would look favorably on working with the school district to develop that kind of curriculum. I am not a professional educator, so I can't bring those services to you. But I do hold a master's in public administration from the Maxwell School at Syracuse University. I earned a master's in public administration there in the 70s. In the beginning, the Maxwell School was called the Maxwell School for Citizenship about 100 years ago. So I just wanted to thank the commissioners for the chance to comment and again to congratulate all of you personally for a spectacular performance.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today, sir. Is there anyone else here for public comment? Hearing none, we will proceed. Is there any old business? Commissioners?
I have none.
We will now move to new business. Commissioner Sabir?
Thank you. Firstly, I would like to thank the Republicans, Independents, Democrats, city, county, state, and federal government officials, constitutional and election lawyers, law professors, retired judges, public interest journals, and interfaith clergy who interrupted their Memorial Day weekend honoring our most devoted and courageous, who kindly and generously share their insight, opinion, constructive criticism, experience, personal awareness of the matter. As elected official charged with helping to facilitate fair and open elections in the county of Philadelphia, I am wholeheartedly and unwaveringly committed to empowering and enfranchising eligible voters. Furtherance of my commitment to enfranchising eligible voters, I will be planning 6 countywide voter education workshops to focus on how to properly submit a vote by mail ballot for the general election. I am also equally committed to ensuring our election and the ballot counting process is transparent, accurate, and law-abiding. Recently, I voted to count eligible and timely received mail-in ballots that declaration envelopes were signed but undated. Under further consideration and guidance from the Department of State have led me to reverse my position on this matter. While I still believe that the absence of dates is an inadvertent clerical error and should not be used to disenfranchise any eligible voter, I also agree that we must uphold the requirements set forth by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Therefore, I am requesting a consideration for the revote on this issue.
Is there a second?
I would second that motion.
So there is a motion on the floor to reconsider the vote on the undated mail-in ballots. Commissioner Sabir, your vote?
I vote that we include timely submitted. I vote that we exclude timely submitted mail-in ballots that were signed but undated.
I vote in favor, if that's the motion on the floor.
Okay. So Commissioner Sabir, yeah, just for clarity, are you voting to count or not count the ballots that are undated?
Not yet.
Not count. Commissioner Schmidt?
Yeah, I would vote to not count the ballots that are undated.
Thank you. The great John Lewis once said, when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have to speak up. You have to say something, you have to do something. When I cast my vote to count the ballots with the missing date, I was fully informed what it meant. I knew that I would be entering into a gray area of the law, but I think that it is clear by the number of other counties that counted these ballots, the decision is not as crystal clear as some are making it seem. Furthermore, I believe that many of the similar circumstances that existed in November still exist today. In some cases, it is worse. The city is still under many of the same emergency declarations to protect against the spread of COVID-19. During the mail-in ballot period, numbers were spiking with hundreds of new cases a day. The pandemic was very much still in effect. Yet even though votes from this board in November resulted in many of the requirements that the voters needed to complete the declaration envelope being eliminated, the missing date has exploded as a category of a technical violation of statutory requirements that would result in the invalidation of thousands of votes. In fact, the percentage of male voters who did not include a date on their envelope increased by 3.5 times from last November, 2.1% for this election versus 0.6% in November. At the same time, all the money and education that went into the November election to inform voters was not here in the primary. A key point of the controlling opinion was that in November, voters lacked a clear understanding of the consequences of the failure to add the date. I would argue that this is still the case. The fact that non-dated ballots counted in November, but now they are not supposed to count, only adds to the confusion for the voter. We need to work with the Department of State and the legislature to better communicate with the voters the technical requirements, but we should not be punishing these voters. This is my reasoning for my vote. I am an independently elected official, elected to weigh facts and make decisions. I am not a rubber stamp. I felt that the date issue, unlike the naked ballot issue, was less settled and had room for argument. If someone disagreed with the decision from this body, there is a formal process laid out in the election code to bring the matter before the courts. My fellow commissioners and the courts might agree with me or they may not. But for me, if there is a chance at counting votes that might have a chance to survive in court, I am going to side with enfranchising voters every time. People have died defending the right to vote, so I take this very seriously. What I find to be most morally reprehensible is that the Republican leaders in the state house, I hate to bring political parties into a sunshine meeting because it feeds in the political division facing this country, but that is simply stating who they are. The House Republican caucus leadership threatening county level elected officials who they disagree with to change their vote Furthermore, to illustrate that this is all some political game, they are only threatened Philadelphia electeds, Harrisburg's favorite boogeyman. No letters were sent to any other counties who counted the undated ballots. They are looking to threaten my livelihood because it fits with their national message and goals of making it harder, not easier to vote, like what we saw in Georgia and Florida. It also gives them a chance to continue to sow mistrust in the 2020 presidential election. I will not engage in quid pro quo with the Republican caucus leadership, and I am not changing my vote. Just to be clear, nobody has appealed the decision of this board, and the appeal window has closed. Therefore, these votes are counted. What this means is that this motion is a motion to uncount votes, something that is unprecedented. Now votes by Ava M. Gracie, Christine Marie Rodriguez, Tina M. Goebel, John Kroll, K.J. Patel, Sarabhan Patel, Mariano S. Medella, Kathleen M. Keller, Thomas C. Dowdy, Anthony D'Angelo, Nicole L. Cheeseman, Patricia Villela, Williams J. Senator, Nikolai Nikolava, Maura Reagan, Felicita Amadov, Sonia Velez, Juan Amadava, Lanahan John, Dennis Neal Reagan, Lisa M. Riley, Thomas Joseph Riley, James A. Gallagher, Chase J. Kramer, David F. Craig, Deborah Donato, Evans, Howard Evans, Elizabeth Johnson, Nicholas Chacho, Tina Names, Judith A. Thomas, Diana Rose Graham, Robert L. Murray, Russell Vernon, Nancy Heinrich, Jamie Johnson, David Levin, Doris Owens, Donald Dolores, Laura Jacobs, William A. Smitherman, Donnie D. Walker, Lorraine Paul, Yaldi Adavi, Marilyn Goldsmith, Marion Luber, Rhoda Vulcan, Ronald L. Caldwell, Ralph L. Hyler, David W. Walker, Mary Ann Walker, Charles Carcione Jr., Robert E. Clark, Elmer Velez, Donna M. Patine, Emerito Alvarado, Carol Caldwell, Paulette Selzman, Shine Amonran, Mark Charlotte, and Susan Hyler, which as of Friday counted will be uncounted. Those names were 61 of the 1,314 votes that will be affected by this motion. And I chose them because they are all in Representative White's district, who was one of the signers of the threatening letter constituents. Furthermore, this issue disproportionately affects voters in our poor minority communities. 5.26% of ballots from the 7th Ward, 5.14% of ballots from the 42nd Ward, 4.11% of ballots from the 6th Ward, 4.02% of ballots from the 16th Ward, 3.99% of ballots from the 32nd Ward, 3.85% of ballots from the 11th Ward, 3.77% of ballots from the 3rd Ward, 3.74% of the ballots from the 40th Ward, 3.69% of the ballots from the 44th Ward were not dated. These voters did nothing wrong except that they forgot to place a date on an envelope, which we know was done sometime between April 19, 2021 and May 18, 2021. This motion carries. They will be denied the right to vote based on factors beyond their qualifications. I again vote to count. Any more new business?
I have none.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. As that motion to not count has passed, we have to take a short recess to allow the staff to update the results. So we will be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Probably like 15, 20 minutes. So thank you all. We'll be back. Hi, everyone. We're going to reconvene the adjourned board meeting. We will pick up where we left off with new business. We will now go to the Canvass and Computation reading and results. Mr. Garrett Dietz.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
So first, I'm going to read the results as they stand without the ballots that had no date on their declaration. And then after that, I will read, for appeal's sake, if necessary, I will read the group of results specifically for ballots that did not have a date on their declaration. To start, I'm going to just read offices for Democratic nominee. Justices of the Supreme Court, Maureen McLaughlin, 162,273 votes, write-ins 458. For Judge of the Superior Court, Jill Beck, 21,212. Tamika Lane, 139,332. Brian Neff, 5,404. Write-ins 174. For the Office of Judge of the Commonwealth Court, David Lee Spurgeon, 44,874. Lori A. Dumas, 137,639. Sarah Street, 100,721. Amanda Green Hawkins, 29,221. Write-in votes, 289. For the Office of Judge of the Court of Common Pleas, Caroline Turner, 72,066. Terry Booker, 52,270. Wendy Barish, 100,441. Craig Levin, 74,215. Kateria R. McCabe, 97,570. Nick Kamal, 103,129. Daniel R. Solomon, 73,017. Patrick J. Moran, 24,305. Maurice Houston, 29,864. Betsy Wall, 88,302. Michelle Hangley, 76,359. Rick Cataldi, 24,632. John R. Padova, 50,506. Chris Hall, 86,610. Mark J. Moore, 63,510. Tamika Washington, 63,090. Write-ins, 991. For the Office of Judge of the Municipal Court, Michael C. Lambert, 92,500. Barbara Thompson, 71,870. George Twardy, 82,529. Greg Georgie Birdie, 95,468. Write-ins, 805. For the Office of District Attorney, Carlos Vega, 63,953. Larry Krasner, 128,958. Write-ins, 170. For the Office of City Controller, Rebecca Reinhardt, 140,245. Write-ins, 454. And now I'm going to move on to Republican nominees. For Justice of the Supreme Court, Paula Patrick, 7,661. Kevin Brobson, 3,636. Patricia A. McCullough, 1,806. Write-ins, 84. For the Office of Judge of the Superior Court, Megan Sullivan, 11,049. Write-ins, 95. For Judge of the Commonwealth Court, Drew Compton, 9,669. Stacey Marie Wallace, 10,067. Write-ins, 173. For the Office of Judge of the Court of Common Pleas, write-ins, 1,067. For Judge Municipal Court, write-ins, 449. For the Office of District Attorney, Charles Chuck Peruta, 11,199. Write-ins, 595. For the Office of City Controller, write-ins, 220. And now for ballot questions. Question 1, yes, 58,254. No, 127,810. Question number 2, yes, 57,619. No, 146,931. Question 3, yes, 173,033. No, 31,892. Question number 4, yes, 162,782. No, 37,409. Question number 5, yes, 155,032. No, 41,860. So now I will read the results specifically for ballots that were undated on the declaration of votes. Again, I'll start with the Democratic nomination. Justice of the Supreme Court, Maria McLaughlin, 1,035, write-ins 4. The Judge of the Superior Court, Jill Beck, 104, Tamika Lane, 942, Brian Neff, 32, write-ins 2. The Office of Judge of the Commonwealth Court, David Lee Spurgeon, 142, Lori A. Dumas, 846, Sierra Street, 777, Amanda Green Hawkins, 154, write-ins 2. For the Office of Judge of the Court of Common Pleas, Caroline Turner, 463, Terry Booker, 403, Wendy Barish, 576, Greg Levin, 450, Kateria R. McKee, 546, Nick Kamau, 527, Daniel R. Solman, 399, Patrick J. Moran, 176, Maurice Houston, 248, Betsy Wall, 479, Michelle Hangley, 426, Rick Cataldi, 137, John R. Padova, 278, Chris Hall, 506, Mark J. Moore, 452, Shanika Washington, 511, write-ins 13. The Office of Judge in the Municipal Court, Michael C. Lambert, 670, Barbara Thompson, 552, George Twardy, 521, Greg Yorgi Gertie, 529, write-ins 13. The Office of District Attorney, Carlos Vega, 410, Larry Krasner, 682, write-ins 2. For the Office of City Controller, Rebecca Reinhardt, 912, write-ins 5. And the following results are for the Republican nomination. For Justice of the Supreme Court, Paul Patrick, 44, Kevin Brobson, 8, Tricia A. McCullough, 5, write-ins 0. For the Office of Judge of the Superior Court, Megan Sullivan, 43, write-ins 0. For the Office of Judge of the Commonwealth Court, Drew Crompton, 34, Stacey Marie Wallace, 31, write-ins 0. For the Office of Judge of the Court of Common Pleas, write-ins 22. For the Office of Judge of the Municipal Court, write-ins 11. For the Office of District Attorney, Charles Chuck Peruto, 44, write-ins 3. For the Office of City Controller, write-ins 7. And for the ballot questions, question number 1, yes, 456, no, 659. Question number 2, yes, 380, no, 725. Question number 3, yes, 995, no, 117. For question number 4, yes, 932, no, 170. For question number 5, 888, no, 202.
Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett.
Just one quick announcement, there will be no regularly scheduled meeting tomorrow, Wednesday. Thank you.
Yeah,